Okay. Hello and good afternoon, everyone, or good morning or good evening, wherever you may be listening from. My name is Andrew, and you are welcome to today's live broadcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about how you could become the master of your own faith. It's a new year, and I'm wishing each and every one of us a wonderful and a prosperous new year. And I pray that with the grace of God, we all are able to achieve our goals for 2023. Now, to become the master of your faith, I would want each and every one of you to ask yourself this critical question. Where do you want to be at the age of 65? Or who do you want to become at the age of 65? Now, statistically, it has been proven that 5 men out of 6 at the age of 65 are living on charity. What this means is that they are not living life on their own terms. They are being assisted by one person or on an organization. Now, just 1 in 20 are able to live without working at 65. If you look at society today, you get to realize that so many persons, even after the age of 65, where they are supposed to be retired, and then enjoy the life or enjoy the fruit of their labor, you still see them working hard. Now the question is, at this age of 65, where will you want to be? Do you want to be independent or do you want to be dependent? Do you want to be struggling for a living, accepting charity from people, or you want to be at the top of the heap? Now, I want you to understand that whatever you are in life, you can be the master of your own fate. Now, until we have learned that, we can never attain life, and until we have understand that you can be the master of your fate, then you cannot attain life full success. Your fate is in your own hands and you have the making of it. What you are going to be in the next 6 months from now, a year from now, or 10 years from now depends upon what you think today. So you need to make that choice now. Are you going to bow down to circumstances as the only power? Are you going to look upon your environment as something that has been wished upon you and for which you have no way to be responsible? Or are you going to realize that in your daily life that circumstances are merely just an aggregation of energy and they are subject entirely to the control of your own mind? So what I'm trying to say here is that whatever circumstance you are seeing yourself today, it's a result of the thinking of your past thoughts. The actions you took in the past have created whatever circumstance that you are in today. So if you want a better future for yourself, if you want a better tomorrow for yourself, then you have to control the type or the kind of thoughts that flows through your mind. Now, you have to understand that your environment, your success, your happiness are all of your own making. Your environment, your success, your happiness are all of your own making. And that if you are not satisfied with conditions as they are, you have but to visualize them as you would have them to be, and then put creative power to work in order to change them. Like I said, what you think matters a lot. Now, if you're not satisfied with where you are in life today, if you are not happy with the things or things are not working out for you currently as they are, all you need to do is see yourself how you want everything to play out for you. If you want to be in a position or you want to attain a position in your organization or your firm, then you have to see yourself, visualize yourself in that position, sitting on that chair, doing the activities required for you to be in that position. And then in no time, you see yourself being there. Now, merely because the power of the mind is invisible, is not a reason for you to doubt it. Now, the greatest powers of nature are actually invisible. Love is invisible, but what greater power there is in life than love? Joy also is invisible. Happiness is invisible. Peace, contentment are all invisible. Radio waves are also invisible, yet we hear them. Now, radio waves are actually the product of the laws governing sound wave. Law itself is invisible, and yet we get to see the manifestation of different laws every day. To run a locomotive, you need to study the law of applying power. And when you apply that particular law, then you can make that locomotive to move. These things are not the result of inventions. The law has already been in existence from the beginning. It merely waited for man to manifest them. If man had known how to call upon the universal mind or the God mind residing within us to the right extent, he could have applied the laws of sound waves and steam ages ago. Inventions are just merely revelation and an unfoldment of the universal wisdom. Now, that same universal wisdom that I'm talking about knows millions of other laws of which man has not even have an idea about. And you can call upon and use that wisdom as your own by thinking of things as they might be and not as they are. What I'm trying to say here is that don't look at things the way they are now. When you look at things the way they are, your mind will not be able to explore better options for you to overcome whatever circumstance or obstacle that are before you. So you need to start looking at things as they can be or as they would be 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now. And when you do that, you will see yourself calling upon the genie of your mind and seeking solutions to every single problems or obstacles that might come your way. Now I want to tell a story about a poor farmer and this he has a land. Now he sold the land because he wasn't getting much from it. He sold the land to a man and decided to travel out to search for better pasture. After struggling for years, he came back to that land and saw that there was life on his old farm, that machinery was there working day and night, and that they have discovered more wealth being dug out from that same land than he ever dreamed existed there. Now, so many of us, rather than start from where we are, we decide to go out and seek for opportunities elsewhere. Just like they said, the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is always greener on the other side because someone is there or people are there watering those grasses. Now, most of us are like this poor farmer. We struggle along under our surface power, never dreaming of the giant power that could be ours if we would just decide to dig a little deeper, and arouse the great inner self who can give us more even than acres of diamond. Now, I'm going to say a little quote from the late Orson Swett. And as he puts it, that the majority of failures in life are simply the victims of their own mental defeats. Their convictions that they cannot succeed as others do robs them of that vigor and determination of which self-confidence imparts, and they don't even have tried to even succeed. So what Orison Swett is trying to tell us is that most people failures is mental. The way they think, most people are there going about in the world thinking that they cannot succeed as they see someone succeed. Now, when you don't see yourself succeeding, you are reducing your own self-confidence to even take a step to even try and see if you can even succeed yourself. Now, there is no philosophy in this world which says that a man can do something which he thinks he cannot. You can only do as far or as much as you think you can. You cannot do what you think you cannot do. Now, the reason why millions of men are plodding along in mediocrity today, many of them barely making a living, when they have the ability to do something infinitely bigger, is because they lack confidence in themselves. They don't believe that they can do the bigger things that would leave them out of their mediocrity and poverty. They are not winners in terms of thinking mentally. Now, in this ever changing world of material age, with complex forces around us, we sometimes cry out that we are driven by forces of circumstance. Yet, the fact remains that we do those things which we choose to do. Even when you cry that you are being pushed by circumstance, and yet you still went ahead to do those same things when you have the capacity or the ability to do otherwise. Now, for even though we may not wish to go a certain way, we allow ourselves to pursue it because it offers the least resistance. Don't always follow the path with least resistance because it will not allow you to grow mentally, spiritually, or even physically. Now, when you learn that you are entitled to win in any right undertaking in which you may be engaged, you will win, and that is just a fact. When you learn that you have a right to a legitimate dominion over your own affairs, you will have dominion over them with nothing stopping you. The promise is that we can do all things through the mind of Christ in us. The secret of becoming who you want to be is this: decide now what it is you want from life, exactly what you wish your future to be. Plan it out in details, vision it from start to finish. See yourself as you are now, doing these things you have always wanted to do. Make them real in your mind's eye. Feel them, live them, believe them, especially at the moment of when you're about to go to sleep. Now, when you're about to go to sleep is when it's the easiest for you to actually connect to the eyes of your mind. So before you go to sleep, start thinking about what you want out of life. Feel it, believe it, and see yourself already there, so that your subconscious mind will still start seeing it as something that you've already become. Because the truth is that our subconscious mind does not know between what is dream and what is reality. So when you think of what you want in life, your subconscious mind start thinking of it as reality, and on your behalf start working towards you achieving those goals. So I believe that someone must have grabbed something from all that I've said since. So thank you all for coming, and I wish each and every one of us a wonderful evening, a great and prosperous year.